This is an exciting story that takes place in our world, but 1 million years ago. Do you want to know more? Then keep watching. A long time ago, Earth was known throughout the galaxy as the Silent World. This wasn't because the Earth was peaceful, though. No, it was full of storms, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and destroyed cities. But the true reason for the name was the people who lived here. Humans weren't interested in joining the Galactic Council. They were too busy fighting wars and ruining their own lives. Everyone else thought they were insane. But maybe the humans were right. Millions of years later, the Council was still scratching their heads about the humans. What kind of creature willingly gives up such amazing potential? After all, every race in the galaxy knew they were sitting on a powder keg of volatile emotions and unpredictable behavior. Sure, some other species had natural disasters too, but none were as reckless as humans. None fought wars like they did. The Council had first contact with the humans almost 1 million years ago. Back then, humanity was just emerging from the Stone Age. The Council found them cowering around their primitive fires, worshipping the stars and armed with sharp sticks and sharper teeth. A few species thought the humans should be wiped out. The Arcturians wanted to turn the planet into a game preserve. Others wanted to use it as a radioactive dump. But the Setheri stopped them, impressed by the humans' fiery spirit. They decided to leave them alone, granting them full autonomy while carefully monitoring them from afar. The humans would soon develop tools, then weapons. The Setheri continued to watch as they helped each other and killed each other. Sometimes a species like the Iconians reached out to try and guide them, but the humans always rejected any help. They developed unique cultures and civilizations, but always ended up destroying them. Eventually, the Setheri lost interest, and the humans became the laughingstock of the galaxy. How can a species that worship the stars be so blind to see beyond their own noses? After thousands upon thousands of years, the humans became the only race left on the planet. All the others had either been wiped out or evolved off the planet. Now the Council was truly worried. If the humans were the only intelligent life left on Earth, they needed to find a way to reach out to them, for no other reason than to see if they had learned anything. One day a probe landed near a small village. Some humans came running. One of them noticed its strange shape and began to study it. He took his friends to see it the next day, and they spent hours trying to figure out how it worked. Suddenly, the ship opened up, and a blue light engulfed the men. They found themselves standing in front of a counselor. The humans didn't believe that there were other races in the galaxy until they saw the Iconian for themselves. But what shocked them even more was the Iconian's question. He wanted to know why the humans kept killing themselves. The humans argued that they needed to fight. It was in their nature. The Iconian replied that it was also in their nature to help each other and advance their civilization. "Why don't you choose that?" he asked. But the humans were stubborn. They chose their wars. The Iconians weren't the only ones who tried to talk sense into the humans. The Arcturians, the Darlok, and the Cathari all visited during different points in history. Each time the humans answered them with violence. The last visit was by far the most brutal. It involved the destruction of a city and the death of one of the counselors. That ended the discussions. The humans were clearly beyond saving. For thousands more years, the humans were forgotten. The Council ruled the galaxy with an iron fist. Their probes monitored planets, their patrols policed the star systems. They crushed anyone who rebelled, twisted anyone who was different. It seemed like nothing could stop them. But sometimes a legend is born of ashes and dust, forged in the fires of great suffering. This happened to be the case with the humans. Though their entire planet was covered in danger, life on Earth was still beautiful. There was a force greater than any war, stronger than any tyrant. It was the human spirit. No matter how many times they were knocked down, they always got back up. No matter how much blood they spilled, more life still found a way to grow. And no matter how dark things got, there was still hope for tomorrow. As the eons passed, the humans became obsessed with technology. Even before they had spaceships, they dreamed of traveling among the stars. And now that they had the capability, there was no holding them back. They scoured the galaxies, searching for other intelligent life. They didn't care about trade routes or galactic law. They pushed forward, eager to explore the unknown. They pursued knowledge above all else, even friendship. It didn't take long for them to find the remnants of the Council. They discovered abandoned research centers, long-forgotten battles, and derelict ships hiding among the asteroids. The humans brought them back to Earth and reverse-engineered the tech. As they learned more about the Council, they grew more angry. Why hadn't they been told about any of this? Did the Council really think they were stupid? Or did they just not care? And then they heard a rumor that sent a thrill through the scientists and a shiver down the spines of the warriors. There was still one ship in operation somewhere in the galaxy. A ship that carried the last of the Council fleet, the flagship Zenith. The humans weren't the only ones who heard the rumors. The Council was very much aware of the humans' progress, and they weren't happy about it. They had ignored the humans for so long that they had grown complacent. They assumed the humans wouldn't amount to anything. But now they had spaceships. Powerful spaceships, and they were headed straight for the Council fleet. There was only one thing to do. The flagship Zenith had to destroy the humans before they learned too much. Raina Malik was the best pilot in the fleet, even though she wasn't the most experienced. She was a soldier first, an officer second. She knew how to lead from the front. But she also knew when to hold back. And now, she was leading her fleet on a suicide mission. She hated it, but she knew it had to be done. The humans weren't just a threat to the Council. They were a threat to the galaxy. They were dangerous and unpredictable. They couldn't be allowed to live. The battle lasted only a few minutes. Raina's ship was the first to reach the humans, and she wasted no time in opening fire. Her crew cheered as the enemy ships exploded one by one. But then suddenly, one of them turned around and started to flee. "Don't let him get away," Raina shouted. But it was too late. He disappeared into hyperspace. She sighed. So much for easy victories. Meanwhile, the fleeing human raced through hyperspace. His name was John Shepard, and he had just barely escaped with his life. He had seen his friends die, his comrades burned to death, and his home explode behind him. He was the only survivor. He crash-landed on a nearby planet and hid his ship in a cave. He was safe for now, but he knew he couldn't stay there forever. He needed to get help. John tracked down an Iconian outpost and explained what had happened. The Iconians immediately agreed to help him, but they could only offer him one ship. It was old and damaged, but it would have to do. So meanwhile, Raina led her fleet from victory to victory. She destroyed human outposts, hunted down survivors, and crushed any hope of a rebellion. Soon, there was only one ship left, and Raina had it surrounded. "Surrender," she demanded, "and maybe we'll be merciful." In your dreams, the human captain shouted back, "You'll never take me alive." Raina smiled. She knew he was bluffing, but she played along. She ordered her crew to open fire. John was pinned down, his ship was damaged, and his crew was dead. He knew he was outmatched, but he wasn't ready to give up yet. He activated his secret weapon, a device that could bend light around his ship, making it invisible. Raina watched in disbelief as the ship disappeared. She had never seen anything like it before. John didn't waste any time, jumped into hyperspace and fled to the nearest Iconian world. Raina was furious. She had come so close to winning, but now the humans had taken their fight to the Iconians. She vowed to hunt them down no matter where they ran. To be continued.